let's get into this because this has been the funniest thing. And if you're not aware, so Timothy Chalamet and others, and we're going to talk about this later. Timothy Chalamet is up for an Oscar for Best Actor in a Lead. And apparently, he did an interview with Matthew McConaughey. He went on Matthew McConaughey's podcast, or it was one of those podcasts that come out right around this season. So he went on this podcast, and this was right, I think it was right before the BAFTAs. And he took some shots at the ballet and opera scene. So I'm going to show you exactly what he said. Let's see, because one of these is going to give us the opportunity.
Timothee Chalamet seems to have pissed the entire internet off, I guess, with this next take.
Give me one moment. That's not it.
Hey, Timothy. I'm sorry you don't want to be part of this. Maybe you want to.
Timothee Chalamet seems to have pissed the entire internet off, I guess, with.
I honestly didn't have Timothée Chalamet taking his Oscar chances during the 11th hour, i.e., 24 hours before voting closed. Now, I remember when this interview,
this next take.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera.
Give me one moment. I got to find the clip.
Timothee Chalamet seems to have.
All right, found the clip. So this is from TikTok. All right, so listen to this, and then we'll have my commentary after this.
Pissed the entire internet off, I guess, with this next take.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there. I just lost 14 cents in viewership, but damn, I just took shots for no reason.
That's not a shot. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. So
I do get what he's trying to say, although I think naturally that's going to receive pushback, and rightfully so. The Royal Ballet and Opera has posted every night at the Royal Opera House, thousands of people gather for ballet and opera. If you'd like to reconsider T. Chalamet, our doors are open. This was posted by Met Opera saying, all respect to the opera and ballet people out there. This one's for you, T. Chalamet, and it was liked by the New York City Ballet. Of course, ballet and opera have existed for centuries, and they probably will exist for centuries to come, just like acting. Many are also pointing out that you can't just be in opera or ballet. You have to have a certain amount of skill to participate in these art forms. This is bringing up some interesting arguments that people are making. Some are saying that you can be a bad actor and be at the highest levels of acting, whilst you cannot be a bad ballerina or a bad opera singer and be at the highest level. Others are arguing that actors like Timothée Chalamet can be completely replaced by AI, which is so dystopian. But if we follow that path all the way down, there is still live theater for actors. Anyways, he's getting eaten up online over this, which I guess is just a sign of the times. People are ready to jump on somebody the moment they make a comment like this. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts and your arguments. Do you agree with Timothée Chalamet? Do you disagree?
All right, now let me move this off so that you can see this creator's name, because I cannot pronounce her name, but it's right down here if you want to follow this creator and all the things that she's talking about. So he had a lot of people taking shots at him. I'm not going to go over because we really need to get into the Oscar predictions, but baby, Timothée Chalamet was taking some hits. You had orchestras and the directors of orchestras taking shots at him, all of these different things. And what I wanted to talk about that, because this year, as far as the award season goes, this year has been quite interesting. This year has, to me, it's been exciting because of the fact that usually it's predictable, because the same people are going to be voting. They're going to be voting for their people. And there's a couple of rules that have changed for the voting season this year. I don't know if it started last year, but I know this year it's full in play. The rule that I'm talking about, which made sense to me, it should have been it should have been enacted years and years and years ago. But here's what happened years and years and years ago. You could have voters voting for all of these particular categories, and they may never have seen the movie. They hadn't looked at it. They haven't looked at the movie. They hadn't listened to the score. They haven't done none of that stuff. And so previous years, what would happen is the way that the artists would campaign. They would, it was almost like payola to me, that they would campaign to the different groups. There would be Oscar voters, and particularly if they were upper echelon Oscar voters. And all I mean by that is that were heavily respected actors and actresses that were voting, or whoever in the industry, because you had producers, you had all these people, because I don't know all the criteria that gets you to be able to vote for the Oscars, but they would do stuff like that. You would have nominees purchasing gifts. You have had nominees do a whole lot of stuff. Now, a lot of that stuff is not as far as legal for the voting thing, but they would do a lot of behind the scenes stuff like this so that they could keep their names in the mindset of those voters. Well, now the rule has changed. I don't think you can still campaign, but you can't campaign the same way, because now the rule is that the voters have to watch all the movies or in that category before they can vote for that category. So in other words, if you are going to be, if you're going to be an Oscar voter and you were doing the documentary part of that, you've got to watch all the documentaries before you cast your vote. No longer can you go around letting that documentary or whoever is behind that do all of these. The best thing that I can akin it to is, you remember how boosters for sports, you would have a booster that would sponsor these things, even though it was illegal. You still had boosters doing a lot of those things, and there would always be a way to go around it. So in other words, if they have a party, even though that party is for the player and for people to raise money so that player, because back then it was illegal to do that for a NCAA player to make money or have money like that. They would do these little fundraisers and say it's for sports whatever it was, and then they would funnel money to possibly the player's family, who would then funnel money to them. So in other words, like, they'll buy the sister the car, and it would be, he would say, this is my sister's car, this is not my car, this is my sister's car, and just all these little different things to get around it. And that's what used to happen. But now I'm enjoying this campaign season, and I think the people who are campaigning, in my opinion, the best is the cast of Sinners. They are on every podcast. They have pretty much every other short on YouTube. They've got all these things because they're campaigning, and rightfully so. That's rightfully so. Their show has 16 Oscar noms. I think One Battle After Another has 15 or 14. So I'm enjoying this season. It has been unpredictable about who's going to win and everything like that, because usually people look at what goes on at the Golden Globes, what goes on at the BAFTA, what goes on at the SAG Awards to figure out who is going to win all of these things. There's only one category that has been consistent all throughout the year, and again, we'll get into that. There's only been one category that's been consistent, and as I've said that, let's get into it. Let's get into this. But before we do, again, shout out to everyone. Before we do, let me do this. Let me take a quick break. I will be right back. And then we'll go over the Oscars. All right, all right. Thank you all. I had to reach over here. I had to reach over there to get my notes. I didn't have my notes available. All right. I had to reach over there and get my notes. I had to do, it's just too much to do. I told you I need that media coordinator person, the person that can, what do you call that? A producer. That is what I'm looking for, a producer. So let's get into these Oscar predictions. And as you all are coming in, perusing and watching and please make sure that you all are hitting that like button. And if you like what you see, make sure that you subscribe. All right. I really do appreciate you all rocking with your girl. All right, let's get the preview going. No, that's not what we want. Let's get the presentation. All right, so here we go. Here are my Oscar predictions we're going to go over. So the Oscars is going to be this weekend, actually this Sunday. It is going to be simultaneously simulcast on ABC and Hulu. And this is going to be under the Disney production. So make sure if you're interested, make sure that you go there. So what is this? Let me see. Do you have a great day? I'm planning on having a great day. Thank you so much, LaShawn 14, for asking. Now I don't know how to pronounce your name, and hello. How are you? I don't know what I need to get over, Terry, but okay. What's up, Andre? What's up? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. And thanks everybody who is joining. But again, make sure that you all are hitting that like button. So let's get into this. So best original screenplay, we have Blue Moon. It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value. I'm going with my prediction is going to be Sinners. I think that is because I just got to get my notes together. He's won Best Original Screenplay, Ryan Coogler, at the BAFTAs, at the Critics' Choice, and at the NAACP. So he's a little bit ahead on that. I know people are really talking about Marty Supreme in this, but I think Sinners has this. So let's get over to Best Adapted Screenplay. We have One Battle After Another. We have Hamnet. We have Bugonia. We have Frankenstein. We have Train Dreams. And I think because he's been cleaning up. Paul Thomas Anderson, he's been cleaning up. And I think One Battle After Another is going to win Best Adapted Screenplay. Now, this is just me, but I liked Hamnet better than I liked One Battle After Another. But I do think the voters, because of the fact that he's won at the BAFTAs, at the Critics' Choice, at the Golden Globes, and he's hit 2 of those milestones that they're looking for, I really do think that he may win the Best Adapted Screenplay. So that's what my initial thoughts. That is my prediction for Best Original Screenplay. I have Sinners, and for Best Adapted Screenplay, I have One Battle After Another. Best Song, Golden has been out here killing the game. They've been winning. Is it? Here we go. They won the Golden Globe and the Critics' Choice Award. I do think that they are in the lead to be able to win the best song, best soundtrack. I've got to Ludwig Göransson, because he's won at the BAFTAs, he's won at the Golden Globes, he's won at the Critics' Choice. So I am looking the fact that he possibly will win best soundtrack at the Oscars. Best cinematography. Let me see who I have. Now, the percentages, because they won at the Critics' Choice Awards, Critics' Choice and the Spirit Awards, because that's 2, is Adolfo Veloso from Train Dreams. He has a big contender. It's very close between him and Michael Bauman of One Battle After Another. The other participants in this category is Autumn Gerald Arkapaw from Sinners, Dan Lostein from Frankenstein, and Darius Kanji from Marty Supreme. It looks like Adolfo is in the lead, and I'm going to predict that he will win. But I have a sneaky feeling that might be something that they give to Sinners. And that's my backup, but I think this Adolfo Veloso is going to win with Train Dreams. Best short film, because they won at they had critical buzz at different festivals. They are in tie for 2 people, Exchanging Saliva to me, and This Is Endometriosis that won at the BAFTAs are in a tie. This is a toss-up for me, but I'm just going to go with what they predicted, is with the 2 people, Exchanging Saliva. Best documentary. This to me is a toss-up between Nobody Against Mr. Nobody Against Putin and The Perfect Neighbor. Now, I think The Perfect Neighbor is going to pull this off. And the reason why I think that The Perfect Neighbor is going to pull this off, it's the way that they structured that documentary, to where there's nobody really talking. It is all camera foot. The police are the biggest contributors to this documentary, and it's from their body cam. It's body cam footage. And I thought that the way that they strung that body cam footage so that it told the story better than someone who would be narrating, it just basically told the story of how this person was. And if you're not familiar with the Perfect Neighbor, there was a case back a couple of years ago where the neighbor was a terror in her neighborhood. She acted like she didn't like kids. She acted like she didn't like anything. And she was always calling the police. And she would always do things to the kids and things like that. But particularly, she'd call the police on them. She'd yell, she'd scream at them, tell them to be quiet, because she couldn't stand all the noise, which I never could understand, because you when you went to go and look to live in this neighborhood, you saw it was a neighborhood with children. And that's how that neighborhood has been. It always has had families and children and things like that. But anyway, this particular neighbor had been harassing the kids. And I think she took one of the kids' iPads. So the mother of that child went to go to knock on the door of the woman so that she can get her child's property back. And the woman shot through the door and ended up ultimately ending this woman's life. But I thought that was the better the documentary. Now I saw 2 people exchanging. I saw The Perfect Neighbor and I saw The Alabama Solution. But for me, I think The Perfect Neighbor is going to pull this off. But the prediction is Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Okay. Best casting. So it is between Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and The Secret Agent. I will tell you that the casting for all of these shows, wonderful. I know a lot of people are looking at One Battle After Another simply because they had some heavy hitters with Leonardo DiCaprio, with Benicio del Toro, with Sean Penn. You also had Regina Hall. You have Tiana Taylor. You have Chase Infinity. So you have all of these. You have these big power hitter actors in this show. Great casting. I did like the chemistry between Leo and Chase. I thought they did good. I thought that Sean Penn, chef kissed in his acting. He acted his ass off in there. Like I said, I did not like Tiana Taylor's character, but Tiana Taylor acted her tail off, along with Regina Hall. I one of the things I think Regina Hall is one of those actresses, in my opinion, that's underrated. She just hasn't found that role yet that's really going to I would say because she's always done supporting actress, and she did do a lead actress in a movie that was on, I think it was Netflix. It was Netflix, I think it was. But anyway, I just think that if she finds that good supporting role where she is carrying most of the load, her acting, because she's an actress, she's a comedian, she could do all of that. I think that if she had a role like that, had she played Tiana Taylor's role, I think that she would have ate it up. But anyway, so when we talk about the best casting, I'm going to give it to Sinners, because the culmination of Delroy Lindo against Michael B. Jordan, and them two acting against the young Miles Caton. I think that those interaction, that car scene from Sinners, is one of the top tier scenes that I saw. I thought it was one of the top tier scenes that I saw in that thing. Wumi and Haley did a good job. What's his name? Man that played Cornbread, and the one that played the Chinese lady, I can't think of her name, Grace, I think, and Perlene, Jamie Lawson. I think the combination of that cast, I think it made me feel like I was in the 1930s, even though I don't know nothing about the 1930s. I felt like I was there. The stakes of what was going on felt real. Them back and forth. I think that cast, without everybody being this heavy hitter Oscar winning cast, none of us won an Oscar or anything like that. I think that cast was hungry. I think it was a good choice in casting, and I think that the best casting is going to go to Sinners. They won at the Critics' Choice and the NAACP. So let's talk about Best Actor in a Supporting Role. So you got Sean Penn, Jacob Elordi, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, and Benicio del Toro for One Battle After the Other. I am going to say my prediction for this is going to be Sean Penn. I think Delroy Lindo and Sean Penn put up two fantastic supporting actor. They put up acting, two supporting actors acting. I think that their acting was superb in both of those movies. I just think that Sean Penn has the edge over it, because he is a previous Oscar winner. He did win at the SAG, and he did win at the BAFTA. Okay. Now, I know others have predicted because of that. No one is talked about too much with the Jacob Elordi, even though he won at the Critics' Choice. Stellan Skarsgård won at the Golden Globe, and Delroy Lindo won at the NAACP Image Award. Benicio del Toro hasn't won anything, so I don't really think the fans or the voters are really looking at his performance, because his performance juxtaposed of Sean Penn, Sean Penn has it, but thing, and I don't even know why Benicio was awarded. It could be because he was a known name. I don't know. But Sean Penn is who I picked that is going to get it. It would be a surprise if Delroy Lindo gets it, but I do think that Sean Penn is the one that has that award in the bag. Best Supporting Actress. We've got Wumi Masako, we have Amy Madigan, we have Tiana Taylor, we have Elle Fanning, and we have Inga Absdottir Lilias. And I will tell you, this is one of those categories which is a toss-up because Amy Madigan won at the SAG and the Critics' Choice Awards. We got Wumi, who won at the BAFTA and the NAACP Awards. And then we have Tiana Taylor, who won at the Golden Globes. I think it's a toss-up, but I do think if we're going by how they have gone in the past, I think that Amy Madigan is going to win. And it would be a pleasant surprise if Wumi won. But I think all of this is a toss-up. I think both of them have the opportunity because I think they both put down stellar performances. I think that Amy Madigan inches her out by a small amount, but I do think that Amy Madigan is going to win that Best Supporting Actor role. So let's talk about Best Director. Now, you have Paul Thomas Anderson, you have Ryan Coogler, you have Zoe Xiao, you have Josh Safdie, and you have Joaquin Trier. Now, it is predicted simply because it's going to be Paul Thomas Anderson. He has won at the Directors Guild Awards. He's won at the BAFTAs. He's won at the Critics' Choice, and he's won the Golden Globe. Ryan Coogler has only won at the NAACP, and the other ones have not charted. I was going to say they haven't charted, but it looks like this is going to go to Paul Thomas Anderson, and it would be a shock, an upset if the voters voted for anyone other than that. So we have we're down. Ooh, we're getting close. We're down to the Best Actress in a Leading Role. We have Jessie Buckley, Emma Stone, Rose Byrne, Kate Hudson, and Renate Rinsby. I can never pronounce her name. Jessie Buckley has basically Jessie Buckley has basically swept this category. She has won almost every award in that. And so this is the award that I think everyone is going to put Jessie Buckley. If ever there would be an upset and they decide that they're not going to give it to Jessie Buckley, I do think that Emma Stone's acting in Bugonia is the next best choice. But I think that this is on a lock. I think Jessie Buckley here, I think that she's going to take it all the way. And now we're at we're getting close. I think we're getting close. Yes, we're getting close to our last two awards. And I tried so hard to put it in the order that I thought that they would present it at the Oscars this coming weekend. And so we have the Best Actor Award. We have Ethan Hawke, Leonardo DiCaprio, Wagner Moura, Timothee Chalamet, and Michael B. Jordan. Now, at the beginning of this award season, Timothee Chalamet, everyone thought that he would take it because he had won the Critics' Choice, the Golden Globe, but he lost at the BAFTA and he lost at the SAG. We've got Wagner Moura. He won He won at the Golden Globes for the drama, and so Leonardo DiCaprio didn't win anything. Ethan Hawke hasn't won anything. And then we had Michael B. Jordan that won at the SAG and he won at the NAACP. And remember, I told you that I thought that Sinners, the cast, the movie, the production, they were doing, in my opinion, a better job of campaigning this season. And so what we have the prediction, because Michael B. Jordan won at the SAG Awards, and because usually the people who are voting for the SAG are usually voting for the Oscar, it may look like that Michael B. Jordan right now has the lead. And so the prediction right now is that Michael B. Jordan. However, this is also a category that's a toss-up. This is a category that is a toss-up. So we won't know. This is going to be one of those categories where we're going to be clenching our fingers and things like that. But it looks like Michael B. Jordan, in my opinion, has the lead, with Timothee Chalamet coming in second, Wagner Moore coming in third, simply because they won awards this award season. But we may have sleepers. You may have an Ethan Hawke that comes through. You may have a Leonardo. I would tell you, out of the 5, personally, I think Leonardo DiCaprio's acting in One Battle and the Other was, yeah. I think the others, because that Secret Agent was good. That Secret Agent was good. But I think that it might, but again, we'll never know until we get there. And I think our last category is Best Ensemble Cast. We've got Sinners, One Battle After Another, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sentimental Value. I'm giving that to Sinners. Give me one moment to find my notes. I'm giving it to Sinners because they won at the SAG Awards and they won at the NAACP Awards. I think One Battle After Another, they won. Give me 1 minute, because I have so many notes. This year has been more interesting to me than other years. I just want to make sure that all my notes are together. Yeah. Yes. It's going to Best Ensemble Cast to me is going to Sinners. I didn't have any other notes. I thought I had some more notes. But y'all, thanks so much for watching. And again, let me move some of this stuff so that you can see. You see all of my different handles on the different social media outlets right here on the screen. Please consider following me. I am more active on Twitter, if you really want to know the one that I am, but I am active on the other ones. On Facebook, I just post. Facebook is probably the one that I'll post videos that I've done, and I'm usually like a couple of weeks behind over on Facebook, a week and a half. So follow me on Facebook. If I could go live on Facebook, y'all, that would be tremendous. I don't know how many people you need to go live over there, but I don't have the number of followers. So if you've been following me on this channel, just go over on Pam Entertainment TV over there on Facebook and give me a follow. And again, give me a follow on all my different platforms. If you do, I'll be able to go live on all of these different platforms for you. And I really do appreciate it. Let's see what you all are talking about. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How you doing today? Q is not a robot. Not really into all these celebrities, but another good damn show. Thank you so much. You know, like I said, this award season was so interesting to me because of the fact that it wasn't predictable, and also because of the fact that now that the voters have to watch all the shows. Yeah, that's what makes it more interesting to me. They have to watch it now, and then they have to actually give an honest critique instead of going by all of the participants, all the nominees doing some sort of campaigning for their vote. So, all right, people, we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.